Are you ready to step into fall's biggest shoe trends? I know there are way too many to choose from this season, but I have narrowed it down to the 12 most wearable styles. And I found shopping links for you, so whether you're in the mood to splurge or save, there is something to help you update your closet for the season. Let's get started. For the fall season, we are seeing a battle royale between the pointed toe and the square toe. Designers gave us a strong mix of both on the runways, and both styles of shoes are very prominent in stores. Which one do you think I would pick? For me, it's no competition. It's an absolute no-brainer. My clear winner is the pointed toe. I think the pointed toe is chic, sophisticated, it's elongating, it's slimming, and it flatters all bodies of all shapes, sizes, and heights. We saw beautiful statement, very elongated pointed toes at Gucci, Prada, and YSL, almost to the point of looking like a weapon. I prefer a pointed toe on a flat because it instantly elongates your look even though you don't have a heel to help you out. And for pumps and boots, it just gives the look an extra bit of sophistication. For an extra modern look, go for a high vamp or a patent leather. Or opt for one of the other textures I'll be talking about in this video. And speaking of patent leather, I'm loving these T-strap heels from Mango. It says they're khaki, but they look more brown to me. I love that they have that ankle strap. I don't know about you, but I think I got pretty tired of the sling back over the spring-summer season. They always fall in the back of my foot, and I can never quite seem to get them to stay up. And speaking of ankle strap, these burgundy kitten heels from Mango also look gorgeous. I love this suede ballet flat from Zara. It's neutral and subtle, but it also adds that slight pop of color. And that sleek pointed toe just gives your traditional ballet flat such a modern edge. For a little splurge, I think these Tony Bianco classic pumps are gorgeous, especially with this elongated pointed toe. These come in 12 colors, either a smooth finished or embossed. These are classic, timeless, and I don't think you can go wrong with them. I love pairing pointed toes with wide leg silhouettes, whether it's trouser or jeans. I think they help elongate the shortening effect of midi skirts and dresses, and I think they're especially helpful when your jeans or trousers are cropped as well. Surprise, surprise, suede is still a very hot trend and it shows no signs of giving up anytime soon. We're seeing suede in all varieties of shoes and boots for the fall season. I've truly always been a fan of suede, more so than just leather. I love that extra textural element that it offers to an outfit, and one of the key ways to styling an outfit is to play with textures. Of course, it's a very sensitive and temperamental type of texture. You do need to protect it from getting wet, but even more so, I would just avoid wearing it in the wet weather altogether. But on those dry days, I think it's a definite must. I'm loving this slouchy ankle boot from Zara, and if I could buy it, I would. Maybe I'll have my sister order it and send it to me. And if you're wondering why I can't order it myself, definitely watch this video next. These Tony Bianco kitten heel pumps have that high vamp that is so cool and trendy right now. And it's in this gorgeous espresso suede and also 6 other colors. Also loving these Mango pointed toe kitten heel boots. These are a mid-calf, but I think these are so stunning. And these knee-high boots also have a pointed toe and a kitten heel and that brown suede. These are all just such awesome options for the season. Although suede is having a hot moment for the last couple of seasons, it is a classic texture and I don't think it's going to date. So don't worry about investing in suede because I think it's going to stand the test of time. The thigh-high boot was commanding attention on the fall runways for this year. How could you not notice these bold, sexy, quite editorial pieces, if you ask me, just strutting down that catwalk? The thigh-high boot definitely gives that attitude like, I am not one that you want to mess with. Some of my standout favorites were on Balmain's runway. I love that look of a mini dress with a thigh-high boot. I think it's a little playful, but it's also sexy. That's definitely how I would love to rock them. Kate also showed them over pants, and I love that look as well. I can definitely see myself wearing a pair with some slim jeans underneath. And I also loved the looks from Stella McCartney and Sport Max. If you don't want to be that daring with your footwear, you can also go for an over-the-knee boot. Those are really trending right now as well. So anywhere between the over-the-knee to the thigh-high, I think would look really chic for the season. These Vince Camuto over-the-knee boots are at a great price point. They come in brown, suede, and leather, and also a black leather option as well. They have a block heel for comfort, a pointed toe for sleekness, and just that ever so subtle Western hint that I love. These Steve Madden over-the-knee options are suede and have a little bit of a slouchy feel to them. I love that look. And this Michael Kors option is also in suede, and it has a slouchy look to it, but it's still a very slim slouchy. So you get that look without making it feel too bulky or exaggerated if you're not into that style. These are a little extra edgy and modern with a wedge heel. I only wish they would actually have a model wearing the boots. That would be a great visual. Michael Kors, if you're watching, that's just something to think about. And for Splurge, I've always loved and coveted these gorgeous ones from Cezanne. These are one of their yearly perennials. They have these all the time, and every season I'm always like, should I do it this year? Should I splurge on these? I think these look absolutely classic and gorgeous, and I have ordered them and tried them on and returned them simply because the almond toe, although it is lovely, I'm definitely more of a pointed toe kind of gal, and I just wish it was just a little sharper. I didn't even mind the stacked block heel because thankfully it's not too chunky. Those might be two features that you absolutely love, and that's why I included them here, because they are a stunning pair of boots. But at that hefty price point of $450, I definitely have to be madly in love with them. Let me know if you have them and what your thoughts are on them. I really do love the look of the thigh-high boot. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to dive in and totally invest in it. I do have quite a few over-the-knee boots, and I think that might just satisfy my urge for the season. Designers revived the peep-toe for the spring-summer season, and they brought it back again on their runways for the fall. This seems to be a trend that's had a little bit of a slow start, but I definitely see it's building momentum, and sometimes trends take a little while to catch on. I feel like this fall, or maybe even next year, peep-toes are really going to become the hot in thing, and you heard it here first. I especially love that the peep-toes have kind of returned back in a more modern way, just a little bit of a slit or a sliver in the front of the toe, and not a full-on open toe like you would see in a summer sandal. It's very refined, it's just a little bit of a peekaboo. I think it has a very old Hollywood charm about it. I think it's a little flirty, it's elevated, it's definitely surprising. My favorites on the runway were from Tory Burch. I also love how Fendi presented it, and Ferragamo was very sleek and hot in that patent leather. Not so crazy about the Prada peep-toe loafers. Those are definitely ones I'll have to pass on. I couldn't really find a lot of peep-toes in the shops over the spring-summer season, but I'm seeing them more and more right now for fall. I found this gorgeous red slide on Zara, and Sam Edelman has these gorgeous chocolate patent leather ones with a block heel. The block stacked heel is also going to be a popular trend for fall. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm definitely more of a stiletto type of girl, but more and more I find myself reaching for a more comfortable shoe. However, it needs to remain stylish first and foremost. I also couldn't resist showing you these Vince Camuto platforms. I think these would look gorgeous with a pair of flare jeans. And they come in black, nude, and a gold snake. These from Tony Bianco are also quite stunning, and they come in 7 colors. And my splurge are these gorgeous ones from Mango's selection. These are peep-toe slides in black, and I think they're absolutely stunning. I even love how they're styled with socks. I know that might be a controversial trend out there, wearing the knee-high socks with the peep-toe and open-toe shoes. I think it's really cool, young, hip, very edgy. I'm not sure if I could pull it off, but I really love the look of that. I think definitely Miu Miu is repopularizing that because they had that all over their runways. Of course, animal print is still going very strong. I'm not going to touch too much on it. Your zebra, your leopard, and your cow print and other variations, you can definitely keep wearing your animal print for this season. I'm going to take it a step further and talk about the calf and pony hair trend that is really starting to come to life right now too. So we're not just seeing the animal print, we're seeing it on this beautiful texture as well. I think it's that great accent of texture along with the print that really adds a statement piece to the outfit. From boots to loafers and statement pumps, this calf pony hair texture is already all over the stores. So I'm sure you're already seeing a ton of it. I found some great options for this animal print trend overall. This cow print slingback from Zara is really cool. And I think these cow mules from Dolce Vita look really chic. I also found some great options on Madewell, like this animal print flat. This one is really gorgeous. And also this Mary Jane flat has that calf hair that I think is so chic. For a little splurge, these knee-high boots on Zara are leopard and calf hair. I think these are stunning. And so are these from Reformation with the low heel and the pointed toe and the calf hair as well. Animal print and the calf hair texture trend is such a fun one to play around with for the season. Keep it minimal and keep it the star of the show. The slouchy boot is back and I am so excited for it. I Love this look. I don't know why. You could argue it looks a little sloppy, it looks a little undone, but maybe that's why I love it. It's also a little bohemian, and I think I'm definitely in my boho era. If you can see this gorgeous mango dress that I picked up. If you saw that video, I did a rundown of my favorites on Mango, Cause, and Zara. You should check that out if you haven't yet already. I'll put it up here for you. I couldn't resist this dress and I grabbed it, loved it, and I'm so happy I tried it. I digress. Getting back to the slouchy boot. That is definitely a look that I find so cool, so chic. It's a little edgy. It's definitely not for everyone, but maybe that's why I love it so much. I envision wearing a slouchy boot with a slim jean, whether it's an over the knee or a knee high, or maybe even a mid calf or an ankle bootie. I love that wide slouchy feel against the slim jean. I think it's a great juxtaposition that creates just a lot of style. I'm definitely leaning more towards the intentional type of slouch, one that just looks like you've really just dragged the boot down and slouched it up. And it has a little bit of that bulk and extra width to it. Like I love how Balmain and Sport Max and Isabelle Marant did it. And in contrast to that, I'm not so crazy about how Miu Miu did it. They kept it very tight with just a little bit of scrunching on it, and I'm not quite sure I like the look of that. That looked a little more accidental as opposed to the intentional look that I'm preferring. I think you should check out these suede kitten heel versions from Zara. I think they're at a great price point and they look stunning. Schutz also has a couple of great options, like this slouchy version that comes in both brown and black, and I love that extended extra long pointed toe. And this black leather version is also quite beautiful. This J. Crew slouchy knee-high boot is also one I think you should consider. And for Splurge, I love this one from Reformation. It's mid-calf. It has a low heel, and this espresso brown is absolutely gorgeous. Now I know what you're gonna say, Maria, that mid-calf, it's in that awkward length, it's gonna cut your leg off. It's very unflattering. That's what all the fashion YouTubers are telling me, so why are you suggesting a mid-calf boot? Well, you know, sometimes I have to say the rules are there to be broken, and that's why fashion is fashion. That's why we dress in our own unique way and we wear what we love. And sometimes we don't have to care about whether something is elongating or shortening or it's flattering your body in just the exact perfect way. Sometimes you just want to wear something because you think it looks cool and you love it. In any case, let me know what your thoughts are on the slouchy boot. Are you excited for this, or are you just gonna say no to it? 6 down and 6 to go. We're halfway through this video and I really hope you're enjoying it so far. Please take a quick second and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out so much. And while you're down there, check that you're subscribed. If not, this is what this channel is all about. I love discussing fashion trends. I offer a lot of outfit inspiration and styling advice, so I hope you'll join me. And if you're new here, please say hello because I'd love to get to know you in the comments. Thank you for your time and trust, and on to the next trend. It is time to paint the town red. So if you're looking for a specific color to add to your shoe rotation for the season, red is the way to go. From a pure primary red to a cherry red, and yes, the deep wines and burgundies are still having a moment, but the red is really trying to take center stage. We saw gorgeous red shoes on Stella McCartney, Ferragamo, and Gucci, just to name a few. And red is going to be highly popular on all genres of shoes, from flats to sneakers to pumps to boots. I think the best way to approach a red shoe is to make it the showstopper of your outfit. That hero piece that is eye-catching and going to call all the attention. Keep the rest of your outfit quite neutral and let that pop of red be the star of the show. I know there's always that styling technique where they say to match your shoes to your belt or your shoes to your bag. In this case, I think the red could be a standalone. Keep it minimal. I don't think you need to introduce that color anywhere else in your outfit. Just keep it as that pop of color that makes the statement. If you want to play it safe and just stick to burgundy because it feels quite familiar, I think this pair from Mango is gorgeous. Again, it's patent leather, it has a 3-inch heel and has an ankle strap, but I think it's stunning for the price point. And I don't care what the trend reports are saying, I beg to differ when it comes to the mesh ballerina flat. I think it's here to stay for a little while longer. I think it's a great fall option. And I think this version from Steve Madden is a very chic option for its price point. Or you can go for the suede red flat option from Tony Bianco. I think this one is very sleek. It has the gorgeous color, but it also has that textural element as well. And it'll probably stand the test of time a little bit longer than the Steve Madden, but I love them both. And I mentioned earlier the high vamp is really having a strong moment, and I think it's a really cool chic look. And I think this one from Jeffrey Campbell just looks so fierce. A red shoe is very bold, it's definitely a very confident statement, and I think it's so energizing. I think it's a fun one to try. With that whole country chic, English countryside aesthetic riding high for the season, it's no surprise that the equestrian riding boot is also having a strong moment. This classic style is popular again for the fall season. Surprise, surprise, I don't think honestly it ever really goes away. But this season, I think some designers made it a little more wearable, a little more trend driven. For example, I love the way Hermes did it. They gave it a pointed toe, and again, you know how much I love the pointed toe, so it's making this boot seem a lot more wearable for me, as opposed to that very traditional round toe or almond toe that we always see on a riding boot. And Louis Vuitton really amped it up with this cutout detail. I just thought this one was so eye-catching. There was also plenty of classic versions to choose from, like Ralph Lauren, Tod's, and Zimmermann. So however you prefer your riding boot, I think there's an option out there for all of you. Overall, I think this is a very composed, elegant, and classy type of boot. It's slightly aristocratic and evokes a sense of luxury, and of course I always think it looks quite elevated. I found this faux leather version on Michael Kors. I think this is at a good price point. And Vince Camuto has this gorgeous one in 4 different colors and also an assortment of calf widths from a narrow to an extra wide. I know that's something you don't see very often, and I struggle sometimes with having a little bit of a wider calf. And I know I've tried some riding boots in the past that just don't slip up my leg. So if you also struggle with that, I think these might be great ones to check out. I also love these from Anthropologie. They're a flatter version in dark brown, and they have an almond toe, so it's a little more flattering than those traditional round ones. For a splurge and a more classic look, I love these from Cezanne. They have versions in chocolate and black leather, but I'm really drawn to the sand suede version. I love that light color and the texture, and it's something I don't have in my wardrobe. For an extra splurge, I love these from Reformation. They have that little bit more of a pointed toe that I'm looking for, and they have a very sleek, minimal finish about them. Love all these options. I think the best way to wear a riding boot is with some slim trousers or underneath a midi skirt or a dress. This is definitely a classic boot style I think is worth investing in if it's your aesthetic. The snake is definitely ruling the jungle this fall season, so much so I had to give it a category of its own. Snakeskin, python, the serpentine trend, whatever you want to call it, it is having a hot moment. Not only is it hot in handbags, as I mentioned in my accessories video. If you missed that, you should definitely check that out next. But this reptile also made its presence in stilettos, mules, boots, any type of shoe on the runway. Very much like the animal prints we've been seeing, I think snakeskin can be categorized as a classic print. I think it commands that attention, but not in an overly aggressive type of way. It's bold, but it also still blends in very much, not like a red shoe, for example. I think a snakeskin shows that you know what's classic, sophisticated, and timeless, but you also know that it's having a strong moment right now. And that makes you very fashion forward and very sophisticated. And this whole snakeskin python craze has also opened up the door for more exotics, and we definitely saw a lot of crocodile on the runways. So get ready to see a lot more of the croc embossed leather, both in handbags and in shoes and boots as well. I think these high vamp pointed toe flats would look so good with a pair of straight leg jeans. And I'm loving these 2 options from Zara. There's one with a higher heel and one with a kitten heel. Take your pick as to which one you prefer. And for a couple of splurge items, these 2 pair of boots from Tony Bianco are stunning. One is croc embossed with a kitten heel, and I love that kitten heels are continuing to stick around, and I hope that they're not going anywhere. And this other one is a snakeskin with a kitten heel. It has a snipped toe, but I still love the look of these. Let me know in your jungle, aka your closet, if leopard or snakeskin is reigning supreme. Now, if you prefer your boots to feel more like a second skin, you'll be very happy to know that the glove boot, or aka the sock boot, is also having a very strong moment for the fall. This is a very sleek, minimal, leg-hugging type of silhouette. You can find it in stretchy leathers or in patent leather, or even a knitted material that makes it feel a little more like a sock. It can almost feel like it has a little bit of a 70s go-go type of vibe like we saw in Chloe. Now don't get me wrong, I do love a retro vibe, but I don't want to feel like I directly plucked it out of the 60s or 70s. And as much as I love that whole Chloe aesthetic, I definitely definitely want my boots to feel a little more sleeker and more modern. I like these versions from Etro, Tory Burch, and Fendi. And again, we can throw the Miu Miu boots in here too because they do seem a little more like a glove than the slouchy version I mentioned earlier. I found these on Banana Republic Factory. I think these are a bargain. These are definitely a steal. It's vegan leather. It comes in 4 colors, and it looks like it has that option to slouch it down if you prefer that too. These from Anthropologie are also synthetic, and they have a pointed toe, so it feels a little sleeker and a little more modern. And so do these from Jeffrey Campbell, and these also have a kitten heel, and they're available in black and olive. These ones from Zara also caught my eye. They're a faux suede. It's a beautiful chocolate brown with a pointed toe, but they do have a 4-inch heel, so it might be a little much for most of us. But I think these would be a great date night boot, one that you don't have to walk too much around in. Finally, these from Reformation are a bit of a splurge. They do feel a little retro with that stacked heel and rounded toe, but I still think they're a gorgeous option, and they come in suede and leather options. The best way I think to wear this trend is definitely in a sleek, minimal way. You don't want to try to be hiking this up over a pair of jeans. Instead, treat them more like a sock, like they deserve to be treated, and wear them underneath your dress, your skirt, your trousers, or your cropped jeans. I do love that they're very sleek, minimal, they hug the ankle, so they look great under something very loose and flowy. And depending if they have a pointed toe, you can certainly wear them with some wider leg jeans as well. Now, because this sock boot trend is back, does that mean that we're all going to be reaching for those old Stuart Weitzman sock boots that we have hidden in our closet from last decade? I'm not quite sure. I think the jury is still out on that. I think there's definitely fresher, more modern versions out there that we can enjoy for this year. Now, not to worry, it's not all about boots for the fall season. There's still plenty of time to enjoy your flats, and I'm happy to report that the Mary Jane flats are still having a very strong moment for the fall season. These were a hot option for the spring-summer season. We saw them as a good alternative, a little upgrade, if you will, from the traditional ballet flat that we've been seeing for many years now. And this was just that little extra detail that made them feel a little more modern. So whether it's a little dainty strap or a heavy buckle, these are definitely a very ladylike, classic, timeless option that is worth investing in. Look for them in leather or suede or velvet, or of course leopard print or calf hair or snakeskin, all of the fun trends we've already talked about. I thought these velvet burgundy options from Dolce Vita were absolutely darling, and these espresso suede flats are stunning from Tony Bianco. And they have 6 other colors to choose from. I love that Tony Bianco offers a wide selection of colors. We're also not done with studs yet. Studded accessories like belts, bags, and shoes are still hot for the fall. And I thought these flats from J. Crew are really cool and chic. And like I said earlier, I'm also going to include the mesh ballet flat in this mix because I still think they're having a very strong moment. I'm still seeing them everywhere, and I don't think they're going away anytime soon. So my splurgy option is this one from Reformation. It comes in zebra and leopard option, and would you believe I actually already have a very similar pair? These are from Amazon. I'm thinking now that these are the dupe to the Reformation. I'd not seen the Reformation ones up until I was doing my research for this video, but I saw those and I was like, whoa, my Amazon ones are like an identical dupe to them. So if you want the lesser priced option, I'll link these below as well, but I'm loving these. Overall, I think these Mary Jane flats or the alternative versions that I mentioned are a very chic and elegant, classy, and ladylike way to go into the fall. Pair them with straight leg jeans and a fitted blazer or a cardigan. It'll take you from the office to the weekend, both of them looking very chic. We're up to the last trend, so thank you so much for sticking with me this far. If you haven't done so yet, please take a second and give this video a big thumbs up. It really truly helps the channel more than you know. And if you're new here, please make sure you're subscribed so that you can continue seeing content like this. Again, everything I've shopped for you is linked in the description box below to make it easier for you. And please sound off in the comments. Let me know what trends you're loving or hating for the fall season. Now, this last trend has taken me by surprise, certainly. I didn't see this coming. In fact, many trend reports were reporting that this is an out-of-style trend, but it's already on its way back, and that is the ankle bootie. Yes, can you believe it? It's a surprise to me as well. But not only have I been seeing it popping up all over the stores and all over the websites, but a lot of fashion blogs are also reporting it as a comeback. Now, when it comes to ankle booties, I definitely think we need to keep them sleek, minimal, and modern. None of those Chelsea boots, those are still very much out of style. I think looking for options that have a pointier toe, a kitten heel, those are going to look a lot more modern and fresh for the season. I think ankle boots are best worn when they're underneath something to hide the top of the shoe, like a trouser or a jean that falls over the top of it, or a long skirt or a dress, something that goes over the top of the boot, something that doesn't give you that gap of skin between the item of clothing and the ankle bootie. I know I said earlier about how to wear items with intention, but that gap of skin between the clothing and the boot really is quite jarring. It creates those horizontal lines that are not flattering, and it always looks more like a fashion faux pas than something intentional. So I'm hoping you can see the difference. I'm loving this crackled faux leather version from Zara. It does have a 3-inch heel, so again, it might be a little more of a date night out, going out type of boot, but 3 inches is not that high. It might be something you can get away with wearing for a few hours. I also love this pointed toe kitten heel option from Mango. Has that very minimal 90s sleek look to it, and it comes in a smooth black or an embossed croc version like we talked about earlier as being a hot trend. I love this option from Inez. It's a little bit of a hybrid of a sock and a little bit of a Western trend. It also has a stacked heel, but it's round and thin, so it looks really cool and chic, and it looks really comfortable to wear as well. And speaking of Western flair, I also love these from Free People. They also look very sleek and fitted. They have a kitten heel and they come in 3 colors. And finally, the Splurge option from Cezanne is such a chic find. Not only does it come in black and brown, but also that gorgeous red that is that pop of color, also trending for the season like we talked about earlier. Let me know if you're excited for the ankle bootie to come back. Thank you for sharing some of your day with me. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Have a great week.